Okay, so good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
Fine, sir.
All right, all right. How are you all?
Fine, sir.
Fine, sir.
What about others?
Fine,
So,
sir.
yes, everyone, please try to unmute yourself and try to make this class interactive. All right. So don't feel hesitate while unmute yourself. Okay. And here, if you will do mistake, so like you will improve. Right, it is not like a interview. I'm not taking your interview, so if you will do mistake and I will not shortlist you, it is not like that. So whatever mistakes you will do here in speaking or while giving answers, so all will become somehow your achievement. Okay, so don't afraid to unmute yourself, right? So this is first thing I want to tell you. All right, so let's come back to our discussion. Let me share the screen now. Okay, is it visible to all?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Okay, very nice. So in last class we discussing about Python features. Okay, but before continue this Python features, let's discuss about these questions. Okay, if you attend the yesterday class or if you have seen the if you have watched the video, last class video, then you can give the answer of these questions. Okay, so the first question is, what is Python? Can anyone tell what is Python? Python is a high level language or low level language?
High level language.
Okay, and give more definition. Tell more about Python.
Sir, it is web development and software development, like a popular high level programming language. It is
Mm-hmm. Right, right.
where Python is known for its readability, also, sir.
Readability. Yes, yes. What do you mean by readability? Could you please justify your answer?
Sir, readability is nothing but a measure of how easy, like, to understand a written text it is.
Yes, yes. I got it. I got it. Like what you mean? Like Python is easy to understand. This is the mean of readability, I guess. So because Python syntax is similar to the simple English. Right, right. I got your answer. So Python is readable, or we can say Python is simple. Okay, and Python is a high level language, and Python is open source. Okay, Python is what? Open source. Okay, so means anyone can give their contribution in Python code. So we can freely use the Python code. So it is open source. Okay, anything else? Anyone want to tell about Python?
It's a multi-paradigm language.
Yes, it is multi-paradigm. Okay, multi-paradigm. We will discuss what is multi-paradigm. We already discussed as well. Okay, so Python is what? Multi-paradigm. All right. Anyone else want to add something else in Python definition?
Sir, it will handle big data.
Okay. We say Python has huge library support. Python has huge library support. So whenever we want to create a project, so we can use library provided by the Python. Okay, yesterday we have seen one calendar program. We imported one calendar library and we used one method. The name of the method was month. Okay, in the month we have passed two argument. One is year and second one is which month you want to display. Year and month we have passed in month method. Okay, so like we can say whenever we develop projects in Python, so Python has huge library support in order to develop web applications, in order to develop AI ML related applications or IoT related application. So we can say Python has huge library support. Okay. Okay. When Python conceived, when Python
1980.
conceived, can anyone tell?
1980, sir.
Okay, so Python conceived at 1980s. Okay, and when Python first version released,
1981.
1991.
1991 or 81,
81.
81, are you sure?
91, sir.
91, yeah, sure.
91? All right. So Python first version released in 1991,
Yeah,
right?
yes.
Okay. So we have discussed this now. Here in slide, somewhere it is written. Okay. So Python conceived in late 1980s. Okay, and the first version of Python, where is first version of Python? Okay, so like it is not written here, but if you will Google, so you will get the first version of Python released in 1991, right? So that is the correct answer. Okay, who developed Python language? The name of the developer?
Ro- Guido van Rossum.
Okay, so the name of the developer, Python, father of Python, or we can say Python developer, is Guido van Rossum. Okay, so this is the person. This is the person. This guy developed Python programming language. Okay, so Guido van Rossum. His name is Guido van Rossum, as you can see here. Okay, now what is the mean of? Okay, what is open source? What's the mean of open source?
It can use other languages code.
Okay, other languages.
It refers to technology, like it is freely available and licensed.
Okay, right. Okay, so see, open source means, for example, if I am a Java developer, okay, and I want to customize the features of Java, or I want to add some new things in Java program, like I want to add some features of Python in Java language. So if Python is open source, I can take the source code of Python and I can customize in order to increase the capability of Java language. Okay, so in few years back, Java developers done the same thing. They have taken Python open source, because Python source code, which because Python is freely available. And open source means you can take the codes, you can take the code freely. You don't need to purchase any license. You don't need to pay anything. Okay, so Java developer did some work and they created one language by using the Python, by customizing the Python code. The language name is Jython. Okay, so when you will search Jython, you will see here. This is what Python plus Java. Okay, why they are able to customize this code, Python code? Because Python is open source, right? Okay, next. Okay, Python language name comes from where? Is it comes from snake name or
Comedy series.
yeah?
Comedy series.
Okay, there was a comedy serial which was favorite of Guido van Rossum. So he has taken the name of Python from the serial. Okay, this serial. Let me show you. So there is a Monty Python Flying Circus. Okay, there is a serial. So Python name comes from here. Python name is taken from a comedy series called Monty Python's Flying Circus. Okay, so for the basic understanding, we should know about this also. Okay, why Python is multi-paradigm?
It
Why?
follows set of rules and regulations.
Okay, it follows set of rules and regulation. Okay, if I ask you what is paradigm,
Paradigm, it means set of rules and regulations.
Okay,
Multi-paradigm means which is capable to design other
other types of
different
softwares.
applications.
Right, correct. And other paradigms, other languages rules it also follow. Paradigm means nothing but set of rules and regulation for writing the program. It is nothing but a grammar. We can say grammar to write programs or rules. Whenever we write English, so we follow certain grammar. We follow English grammar whenever we write English, and whenever we write Hindi, we follow Hindi grammar. Same here, if you will write code in Python, so you will follow grammar that is known as paradigm. But here you can use multi programming rules as well. Okay, because it follow multi paradigm. Okay, paradigms are like nothing but like MOP, modular oriented programming. Okay, and POP, this is what procedural oriented programming. Okay, OOP means object oriented programming. So these are the paradigms followed by the Python. Okay, so that's why we say Python is what multi paradigm. Python has taken features from other languages in order to enhance the capability of its uh, we can say of this language. Python is a successor of which language? Anyone knows? Python is successor of which language? So Python is a successor of ABC language, ABC programming language. Okay, Python is the successor of ABC programming language. Okay, next is what is PEP? What is PEP? What is the full form of PEP? Anyone knows? In last class we have discussed this PEP.
Python enhancement proposal.
Okay, so Python enhancement proposal. Why? What is this? What is PEP?
It is a technical document.
Okay, so PEP is what technical document. Okay, so whenever you want to report any bugs in Python, suppose you are writing program in Python and you have good experience in Python, or you are the senior developer. So if you want to report any bugs, anything, if you want to add on any feature in Python, so you will ready one document, PEP document you will write in order to tell the Python organization to implement that new things in Python. So what you will write? You will write Python enhancement proposal. This is what are technical documents which contain like new things. Okay, all right. Python language developed using which language? Python language developed using which language?
C
Okay,
C language, sir.
yes. Python language developed using C language. Okay, and Python has features of many programming languages, right? Python is developed in C language, but it has capability of other programming languages features. Okay, so that is known as basically multi-paradigm. Okay, so let's come back to our discussion. Okay, we discussed about Python version. Python has three major versions: Python 1 and Python 2 and Python 3. Python 1 and Python 2 are outdated. Python 3 is a new release. Okay, most of the companies or many of the companies are working on Python 3 version. Python 3 is what major release. Okay, so if you are seeing here Python 1.0, 1.1 or 1.2, these are what minor versions. Okay, so there is a similarity between minor versions. Okay, 1.0 and 1.1 somehow it will be similar, but there is no compatibility, there is no similarity between major version. Major versions are what? Python 1 and Python 2, both are major version. So there is no similarity between Python 1 and Python 2, means there is no compatibility in Python 1 and Python 2. Okay, and Python 2 is different, Python 3 is completely different. Okay, but there is a similarity between Python 3.0 and 3.1. So whenever you are seeing here 3.0 and 3.1, these are what minor releases. Okay, so when Python release new minor version, when someone write PEP, PEP what? Technical document Okay, so when a y update comes in languages, or y update comes in our phone, so whenever the organization want to enhance the security, or organization want to add new features, so at that time new versions release, right? So whenever some bugs they find in Python, they release new minor version. Okay, and if they want to change complete Python source code, they release major version. Okay. Okay, there is an organization which manage Python. So if someone asks you which organization manage Python, so that organization name is PSF. Okay, so what's the mean of P? Python Software Foundation. Okay, so this is the organization PSF, which organize Python. Okay, which handle Python. Okay, Python Software Foundation. Okay. Okay, so let's discuss about Python features. So these are the Python features. Python is easy or simple. Okay, so means Python, we can easily understand Python code. Okay, because it is in high level language. Free and open source. Python source code is freely available, and if you want to download the Python, we don't need to pay anything to anyone. Okay, directly we can download it. Okay, Python has large standard libraries, right? So if you want to develop web application, so it has libraries. If you want to create IoT application, it has libraries. Okay, so if you have libraries, if you have so many libraries, means the language has good community, so you don't need to write everything from the scratch. So this is the benefit of large standard libraries. So what a library contains, can anyone tell?
Predefined functions.
Okay, a library contains predefined functions. Okay, so predefined functions we can use, okay, in order to make our task easy. Platform independent. Anyone knows what is the mean of platform independent?
Which does not depend upon other languages.
Okay,
The
okay,
ability of a system or application to run on variety of hardware, like hardware platforms or software.
okay, okay. So my question is, let's break this down. Okay, let's break this down. What's the mean of platform? What is the mean of platform? Anyone knows? Yes or no? So platform is nothing but, okay, for example, if you are executing your Python code on Windows machine, so Windows is the platform. Okay, if you are executing your code on Linux machine, so your platform is what? Linux. So platform is nothing but operating system. Platform is what? Operating system. Okay, so we are saying Python is platform independent. What is the mean of independent? Okay, so platform means operating system, and independent. Can anyone tell me what is the mean of independent? Okay, generally people say like I am a independent woman. What does it mean?
It's not dependent on anyone.
Yes, very nice. The person or the thing which is not dependent on anyone. Okay, so Python is what? Platform independent. Okay, so Python language is not dependent on operating system. Okay, means it is not restricted to one operating system. It is not like if you have written code in Linux environment, Okay, so you will only execute in Linux. No, if you developed Python code or Python software here on Linux environment, you can execute it on Windows environment. This is a mean of platform independent. So suppose I am writing code in C++. I am writing code in C++ or C language. So is it platform dependent or independent? Like can I not run C++ code on other platforms like Linux, like Windows, like Macintosh? So if you are not able to, for example, you are developing your software here on Linux, if you are not able to execute the same code on Windows, so means what you will see? You will say this is a platform dependent. Okay, let me give you one simple example so you can relate. Suppose here is my computer. Okay, and in my computer there is one operating system. There is one operating system, and my operating system name is what? Linux. Okay, so Linux is an operating system, right? And here I have created one application. What's the name of application? Zomato. I've created one application here on Linux platform, and suppose I have created this language using C++. Suppose, okay, I have created this application on what? On Linux platform using C++. So C++ is what? C++ language or C language is what? Platform dependent. So it's mean you cannot execute your Zomato application on which machine? On other machines, on other operating system where like we can say Windows. You cannot execute your application, Zomato application, on Windows. Why? Because it is written in which language? C++ language. And C++ language is what? Platform dependent. Okay, so this language is OS dependent. Okay, so if you will execute this application here on Linux, it will work. But for other operating system, you will write again the separate code. You will write again the same code from the scratch for creating a Zomato application. Okay, so if you have different platforms, so for each platform you will write different you will create different application to serve one purpose. So it is waste of time. So that's why we use which application, we use which language? Platform independent language. So for example, the C and C++ are what? Platform platform dependent. Platform dependent. Okay, I will tell you in more detail why it is platform dependent. And Python and Java, we can say, these are what? Platform independent. Okay, so why Python is platform independent, and why C++ language are platform dependent? The question is, this is the question, why this is platform dependent and why this is platform independent? Can anyone tell me?
It con- it contains libraries where we need to import them. But in C and C++, we have header files for each and every. Uh,
Right. Like header files are similar to the libraries, we can say. Header files basically contains the declaration of predefined functions, and whereas libraries contain actual code of your predefined function. Okay, that is not actually the case, but okay, let me tell you. So, for example, you are writing which code? You are writing code. Okay, can anyone tell me what is source code? Source code.
written in high level language.
Okay, a code written in high level language. Okay, very nice. Everyone, I need your attention now. Okay, if you are not attentive, please be attentive now. Okay, so source code is written in high level language. Can I say if a code written in C language, is it a high level language code or not? Okay, program1.c. So C language code is what? High level language code. We can say this is a source code. If you're writing C program code, so we can say C is what? Source, high level language, and this is what? Source code. Source code is what? High level language code. Okay, so C language code. Can computer understand directly your C language code? Can computer understand directly your C language code? Yes or no?
No.
Okay, suppose this is,
No, sir.
yeah, suppose this is a computer. This is a computer means this is a machine which containing a operating system. What's the operating system? Windows operating system. It has Windows operating system. Okay, this is Windows operating system. So this Windows operating system cannot directly understand your C language code, so it required translator. And C language use which translator? There are two translator. Okay, one is compiler and second one is interpreter. So C language use compiler as a translator. Am I right? Okay, so this
Sir, can
compile.
you repeat?
Okay, what I'm saying, we have written a source code. Okay, and source code written in C language. So this C language code, Windows machine cannot directly understand. So we need to translate this source code into what? Respective machine code using translator. So which translator we are using? Compiler translator we are using. So compiler will take this C language code and it will convert into the binary code, because computer understand which language? Binary language, right? Or we can say low level language. So it will convert our C language code into what? Binary code. It will convert our C language code into binary code with respect to, okay, this is an important thing, with respect to Windows, because our environment is what? Our environment is what? Windows machine. So if you will compile your C language code using compiler or Windows machine, so it will generate, after compilation, it will generate binary code with respect of Windows machine. Okay, so suppose you have compiled this code, so this code will become executable code. This code will become executable code. Okay, so after execution, suppose this application, this program one, if you want to transfer to another machine. Okay, there is another machine. Okay, and this machine is what? Unix. Okay, this machine have operating system. The operating system name is what? Unix. So this code will not work here. This binary code will not work here. Why? Because this binary code is generated with respect to the Windows operating system. So whenever you write program in C or C++ language, so C and C++ compiler generate binary code with respect to the operating system. Which operating system? On which operating system, on which machine you are developing the code. If you are developing your code on Windows machine, so the compiler of C or C++ will generate binary code with respect to the Windows machine. Okay, so if you cannot run this code, this binary code into another machine, so this is what? This is platform dependent, means your program, your C program is what? Platform dependent. Understanding? Any question?
Yes, sir, understood.
Okay, understood. All right, so if you are not clear yet, let me give you one more example so you can understand. Just see here, just remember these words. So whenever you translate your C language code on Windows machine, whenever you are translating your C language code on Windows machine, so your compiler will generate binary code with respect to window machine, with respect to window machine. So it will not execute, the same code will not execute on Unix machine, the same code will not execute on Mac. Okay, it will not execute on Mac machine, right? So it will execute on the Windows machine only. But suppose if you have created one Zomato application, so okay, so do you want like it will execute only on one platform? You will create a application so it can execute on every platform, every platform. Okay, so that's why we use this high level language like Python. Okay, we use platform independent language like Python or Java. Okay, let me tell you, Python has one slogan, which is the name of the slogan is what? Cora. Okay, or we can say Bora. What is the mean of Cora and Bora? Code once, code once and run anywhere. Okay, write once and run anywhere. Why Python developer says this slogan, code once and run anywhere and write once and run anywhere? Let me tell you with diagram so that you can understand this example. Suppose I am writing source code. Suppose I am writing what? Source code. Okay, so if this is the source code, means it will be a high level language code. Suppose my high level language is what? I am using Python here now. Okay, so program 1.py. Okay, so this is code written in Python language. Suppose this code I am writing on one platform. What's the name of the platform? I am writing this code on Windows platform. I'm writing this code on which platform? I'm writing this code on Windows platform. So Python use okay Python use two things. Python use two things. Okay, Python code require translation. Okay, because Python code is what? High level language code. And high level language code, if you will convert into low level language, so you need translator. So Python use translator. So Python use what? Python use compiler and interpreter. Python use compiler and interpreter. Okay, Python use compiler and interpreter both. So first you have written this high level language code in Python, so it will be compiled by the compiler. It will be compiled by the compiler. Okay, and compiler will generate binary code or not? Tell me, compiler will generate binary code or not?
Yes, it will.
Yes, sir, it will.
The answer is no. The answer is big no. So compiler will not generate here binary code. Compiler will generate here which code? Bytecode. And what is bytecode? It is nothing but bytecode. We can say this is not a binary code. It is a low level language code, but this bytecode is not exactly 0101. This is what? Mnemonics. This bytecode is nothing but this contain mnemonics. Okay, this contain what? Mnemonics. Okay, and mnemonics are nothing but verbs. So let me tell you why Python is platform independent. Because Python compiler does not create directly binary code. It generates what code? Byte code. It generates byte code. Okay, and after this, see, this byte code is not a 0101. This bytecode is not a 0101, means this is not a binary language, so machine cannot understand. Our Windows cannot understand this bytecode. Okay, so when you download Python software, when you download Python software, it comes with one machine, we can say PVM. It comes with one software which is Python virtual machine. Okay, the name of this Python virtual machine. Okay, so Python virtual machine further translate this bytecode into what? Windows understandable code. Okay, so for example, if also like you can say, I'm still not understanding why Python is platform independent. So let me tell you in more detail. Let me make it more simple. Okay, suppose now I have another machine, another platform. Okay, this is what Unix. This is what Unix environment. Okay, Unix. So see, whenever you will compile your code, Python code, it will generate bytecode. Okay, and this bytecode make Python platform independent. So here we don't have directly binary code, so this bytecode we can send to other machine. This bytecode is executable code. We can say this is the partially executable code, so you can send this code to the this machine, this Unix machine. And on Unix machine, when you download Python software, on Unix machine, so your Python software will come with PVM. Okay, Python virtual machine. So PVM will install here, PVM. Okay, so whenever it will see bytecode, so it will convert your bytecode into what respective binary code. It will This PVM will convert this Python bytecode into what machine understandable code. Are you understanding? See, this is what Python program after compilation, it will generate bytecode, and this bytecode is what platform independent. So this bytecode you can send to any platform. Okay, you can send to the any platform. Okay, so this bytecode can understand by the any platform. Okay, the thing is, if the platform has PVM, Python virtual machine, right?
Sir, the machine should have PVM.
Machine should have PVM. So see, whenever you will download Python software, whenever you will download the Python software which is freely available, so it will come with two things. Okay, it will comes with two things. One is ideally. Okay, but other things also come, but I'm telling you just overview. So it comes with its ideally, and it comes with PVM. Okay, so ideally is responsible to develop the code, and PVM is responsible to execute the bytecode. So for example, if you are working on you are working on Windows machine, so whenever you will download the Python software, it automatically download the PVM. By default, PVM will install in your machine in order to execute the Python code, because this is the hierarchy. In this way, Python code execute. See, if you written the Python program, if you have written the Python program, okay, so this Python program, compiler will compile this Python program, right? And after compilation, it will convert into bytecode. It will convert into what? Bytecode, right? And this bytecode will execute by the PVM, which is nothing but Python virtual machine. Okay, and PVM will convert this bytecode into what? Binary code. PVM will convert this code into what? Binary code, right? Getting? So you have written Python code. After compilation, it will generate bytecode, and PVM will execute your bytecode, and it will convert into binary, right? Are you understanding this flow?
Sir, what is like ideal? What it helps?
Okay, this ideally is nothing but
Ideally.
a integrated development learning environment. Here you can write your program. Here you can write your program. Okay, this is the example of ideally. Okay, let me open. See, this is what ideally. Python provide ideally in order to write the code. Okay, so when you open it, you will see this. Okay, and if you will go to the file, you are able to create a new file, and here you can write the program. Okay, you can save this file. suppose I'm saving it here, and if you will write here print like hello, so you can execute it here. Ideally helps to develop the program and execute the program. Otherwise you can use IDE as well. IDE is nothing but integrated development environment. Okay, and ideally provided by the Python. If a language is not providing a, a language is not providing any environment to develop the software, so you can use other IDE like VS Code, like PyCharm, like Notepad also you can use. Okay, so IDE is basically for writing the program or writing the softwares. Okay, so let me
Okay, sir.
let me
So
ask you.
ideally will help us to write the program, and PVM is responsible to execute the code.
Yes, execute the bytecode. Okay, it is
Okay.
responsible to execute the bytecode. Okay, let me ask you one thing. Do you know this or not? So for example, if I'm writing here program in C, okay, let me write something, program 1.c. Okay, program 1.c. So it will compile. Compiler will compile. Okay, after compilation it will become binary. It will become what? Binary. Okay, so can you please tell me this binary code? This binary code, this binary code is platform dependent or independent? Means platform independent means on every machine. Can we execute this on Windows? Can we execute this on like Unix? Can we execute it on Linux? This
No,
binary code,
no.
can we execute it?
No, sir.
No, we cannot execute
No, sir.
because this binary code is machine dependent or platform dependent. Okay, so if you are executing this code, this program on Windows machine, so you can, after execution, you can execute this binary code into what the same platform. If you are developing this code on Windows environment, so you can execute it on the same environment. You cannot switch the environment. So you need, so that's why we can say binary code is platform dependent. If you are, so that's why Python directly, for example, we are writing Python code, so Python code does not convert into binary directly. Python convert after compilation. Okay, after compilation it will convert it into bytecode, and this bytecode makes a language platform independent. This bytecode makes platform independent because it is not a binary code. It is not a binary code. So further, who will execute this code? Who will execute this code? PVM. Okay, and
PVM.
PVM is different. See, PVM is what? Platform dependent. I will tell you in the next class why PVM is platform dependent. See, this bytecode is platform independent, but this PVM is platform dependent because this PVM comes different for the different machines. Okay, for example, if you are downloading Python, if you are downloading Python on Windows machine, okay, Windows machine, so this pvm is what? Platform dependent for this window, right? I will tell you in detail, don't worry, but you can understand, like PVM is what? Platform independent, I mean platform dependent, and bytecode is what? Platform independent. So this bytecode we can give to anyone. Okay, suppose you are writing what? Zomato application. Okay, and after compilation your Zomato application code converted into what? Bytecode. Okay, and this bytecode you can send to any machine. Okay, you can execute this bytecode on Windows, you can execute this bytecode on Unix. Okay, you can execute this bytecode on Linux. But the thing is, each platform must have PVM, Python virtual machine. Each platform should have PVM, to execute this bytecode, because this bytecode further will translate by the PVM. Okay, and after translated by PVM, it will convert it into what? Binary. It will convert into binary or machine understandable code, right? Okay, so are you understanding now what is the platform independent? Platform independent means if you are writing on one platform but you can execute on different platform. So Python has facility or capability to write once and run anywhere, or code once and run anywhere. Okay, so that's why Python is platform independent, or more specifically, more technically, we can say Python generate bytecode. Python don't translate code into binary directly. It convert code into what? Bytecode. Okay, and that bytecode further executed by PVM. What's the full form of PVM? Anyone knows?
Python
Python words.
virtual machine.
Yes, Python virtual machine. Okay, this Python virtual machine is nothing but a kind of interpreter. Okay, so we will discuss in detail this thing also. Python is what? Dynamic. Okay, dynamic. So whenever we create variables in Python, so they can they can dynamically change its data type. Okay, means in one variable you can make it integer, you can make a string, you don't need to mention data type. Okay, and it is portable. Okay, portable means a Python program, a software developed in Python, you can execute on different platforms. So this is what? Portability. Okay, and high level language. See, if somebody asks you C language and C++ are portable or not, so C and C++ are not portable because they are platform dependent. So Python is platform independent. That's why we can say Python is what? Portable. Python is high level language, we already know. Okay, Python is what? Object oriented as well. Okay, so object oriented programming we can write in Python. Okay, extensible. Why Python is extensible? Because Python source code is freely available, so you can extend the functionality of Python. Okay, using the Python code you can create another language as well, like a language Jython is developed. Okay, by customizing the Python code, or we can say extensive, like we extend the functionality of Python. Okay, Python is what? Embeddable. Okay, some people says Python is what? Scripting language. That is true. Python can work as a scripting language as well. Means in another language you can embed it the Python code, right? Means you can write a small code using Python, like a small script code you can write. So that's why we can say Python is embedded. And what is the robust? Python is robust as well. Robust means it is powerful. Okay, so if you're developing softwares in Python, so it is not like hackers can easily hack your software. So it is robust as well. Okay, so see, uh, just let me give more 5 minutes and then we will wind up this class. Okay, so if you have any question you can ask meanwhile. Okay, see. Okay, so in platform independent languages, development environment and execution environment may not be same. Okay, if you are developing in one platform, so you can execute on different platform as well, right? So this is the mean of platform independent. As you can see here, see this is what?
Sure.
Yes, yes.
Most of the time, like in our colleges, the programs will work.
Mhm.
And if we are like if we want to execute in our laptops, it won't. Like why it will not execute?
Okay, so this is because the architecture, right? This is because of architecture, data representation we can say. Let me tell you more clearly. So for example, okay, So do you know there are 16-bit operating system? 16-bit operating system. There are 32-bit operating systems are there. Okay, 32 bits operating systems are also there. So when you suppose I'm declaring a variable called int a. Okay, int a equals to 10 I'm declaring, right? So on 16-bit operating system, this integer will take how much bytes? It will take 2 bytes. It will take how many bytes? 2 bytes. Okay, but on 32 bits it will take 4 bytes. Okay, so can we say data representation on, see, this is what data representation on 16-bit operating system, data representation is different, and 32-bit operating system data representation is different, right? So that's why it is an issue for, we can say this is the issue of not compatible. That's why, see, our operating system architecture is different. Suppose if you are writing code in your lab, the operating system architecture is 16-bit, and your laptop operating system architecture is what? 32-bit. So that's why it will make an issue. It will not execute properly because data representation is not same. But when you will write Python code, so you don't need to mention any data type. Okay, for example, if you are writing this, so it is same for, okay, suppose it is taking 2 bytes here on 32-bit operating system, so same bytes it will take here also on 32 bits. Okay, due to data representation different for each operating system, that's why it gives error when we write code in C and C++. But when you write code in Python or a language which is dynamic, if you will use any dynamic language, so it will not give the problem, because Python is what dynamic in nature, right? All right, so see here, when we are writing Python code, so compiler will convert our Python code into bytecode. Okay, and this bytecode is what? This bytecode is platform independent, means you can move this bytecode from one machine to another machine, because this bytecode will further translated by the PVM. Okay, so here Windows machine having its own PVM and Unix machine has its own PVM in order to convert this bytecode into machine understandable code, right? So PVM will further execute it and convert into binary, right? Okay, so
Yes, sir.
what is bytecode? Compiled code of Python source program is called bytecode. Bytecode is Python virtual machine code. Okay, PVM code, we can say this is PVM code. Bytecode is what? PVM code. Bytecode is a platform independent code. Okay, means we can move our bytecode from different machines. Okay, bytecode is not 0 and 1s. Okay, bytecode is not binary. If it is binary, means it will not be a platform independent. If it is a binary, means it will be platform dependent. So bytecode is not a binary which is 0 1. Bytecode is what? Collection of mnemonics. Okay, and mnemonics are nothing but verbs. Okay, which further translated by the PVM. As you can see here, program, Python program, after compilation it is converting what? Bytecode. And this is PVM. PVM is nothing but Python virtual machine. It acts as a interpreter which execute our code line by line. Okay, it will execute compiled code line by line, and further it will translate into binary. Okay, so as you can see here, okay, so source program, Python source program, compiler converting into what? Bytecode. Okay, and PVM converting into what? Binary, right? Okay, what is PVM? We will discuss it in the next class. Okay, so after finishing the theory, we will write programs as well. Okay, but this theory we need to cover. Actually, we should know what is platform independent, what is platform dependent. Okay, So okay, this knowledge is also required for us to know. Okay, so I think that's enough for today. Tomorrow we will discuss. Tomorrow we will play one quiz as well. So don't miss the tomorrow's lecture, everyone. Okay. So all right. If you have any question, you can ask.
All clear, sir.
All right.
Okay, so
All right. So thank you everyone for joining the class. Thanks for giving your time and be consistent. So slowly we will do the great work in Python. Okay, we will write good programs. It doesn't mean like you know C language or C++. It doesn't mean. So if you don't know any language, still you will be able to write good programs. Even you will be able to solve some some lead code problems and some hacker ranks problems as well. Okay, the thing is consistency. So this is the commitment required from your side. If you will commit from your side, then definitely you will able to write good programs. Okay,
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for the opportunity, sir. Thank you.
you're welcome.
thank you for the time.
All right, all right. Good night, guys.
Good night.